Thanks for joining us tonight on our Facebook Live as well as our YouTube channel. Something new we're doing here at WBBJ. Anytime there's severe thunderstorms or the potential of severe weather, we're going to go live online. Obviously, if there's tornado warnings, we'll still have wall-to-wall coverage on our live app as well as on WBBJ TV. But when we're just dealing with thunderstorms, severe weather, that isn't tornadic, we're going to do updates online again on our Facebook WBBJ Storm Team Facebook page as well as WBBJ Eyewitness News page, plus again on our YouTube channel. Here's the storm we're watching to the south of Jackson right now. It's still pretty warm and humid here in Jackson, but I don't see any major threat coming in the next few minutes, although we are under that tornado watch that continues till 11 p.m. tonight. Now, the main concern, I think, is going to be this line up here to the north. That's producing the strongest thunderstorms right now. We have this one down to the south. It's kind of split into two sections. Just saw a little bit of lightning there showing up on that camera shot looking to the southeast of Jackson. That was at this cell, which is over in the Silerton Tune area. This storm did have a tornado warning on it when it passed just north of Memphis. You notice the storm was much more intense just about an hour and a half ago, but it really did weaken as it moved off to the east. But it is producing some pretty heavy rain into Deanburg. Probably have a couple of lightning strikes there, but I'm not overly concerned with this cell becoming stronger as it moves off to the east. It just doesn't seem like this area is very favorable for thunderstorm development in the Henderson area, staying just south of Jackson. But there's a look at that rotation earlier. It did show rotation for about 10 minutes north of Memphis, and then as soon as it moved through Memphis, maybe it was the pyramid, right, that just killed that storm as it tracked off to the east. No, I don't think that's what happened. It just moved into a less favorable environment. Still probably 30, maybe 40-mile-an-hour winds, worst case scenario for that little cluster down to the south. But this line up to the north has me a little bit more concerned. You notice there's several pockets of hail, but it is beginning to weaken some, the majority of it as it drops southward. That's pretty good news for us. There's still one storm, though, that could become severe for hail. But here's a look at some up to at least golf ball size hail, I think, to the west of Murray into Kentucky. This is just heavy rain, maybe really small hail up into the Union City area. But here's our strongest storm. But if you notice, just about 10 minutes ago, there were two large hail cores with this. One of them just kind of ate up the other one. Looks like there is some hail coming into Ridgely. Now, if this storm stays strong and it continues the same general direction, moving down to the southeast, we could see hail into northern Gibson County, maybe Kenton, maybe New Bern. That's if it holds together and continues to track down to the southeast. But Futurecast is kind of really hitting that line's just going to weaken and die down as it tracks down to the southeast as well. Most of the big thunderstorms tonight down into Mississippi again. Here's the closest one to Hardin County. It looks like it's staying just south of the Pickwick Dam area. But look at all these little individual thunderstorms in this cluster. They're all producing hail. There's one that has a tornado warning to it. That's south of Greenville, a long ways away from us. But the main concern with these storms tonight is going to be hail. The conditions are favorable for hailstorms tonight. There's a lot of energy down here to the south, but there's not a lot of shear, not a lot of rotation. There's greater rotation here in West Tennessee. We just don't have as much storm energy. Remember back when we had that moderate risk last week, it's because we had a lot of rotation and a lot of energy in the same places. Tonight we've got the rotation here, just most of the energy, the higher dew points, the storm fuels down south. But we've got ingredients to make things rotate here. Just usually need a significant amount of energy plus rotation to get things to rotate. So I think our tornado threat's pretty low here tonight. We still may have a few hail makers as that line drops in, but you notice Futurecast is really showing things kind of falling apart tonight. So I'd probably, if I was a betting man, I'd say we won't have any tornado warnings here in West Tennessee tonight, but I wouldn't put my house on it as there's still a chance. But I think as that line drops southward tonight, things are really going to weaken pretty quickly. We're going to have more updates. Probably not on TV tonight unless things get worse than they are right now. But we'll be doing updates on our Facebook Live again and on our YouTube page. We're not going to be live the entire time. The page is going to be up running with our live feed, but we'll be breaking in occasionally, give updates. We'll move the radar around, show you some things you need to know, maybe try to answer some of your questions when we got some downtime that you may want to ask up under the Facebook Live tag. But thanks for those of you that did reach out to us here in the Storm Team Weather Center saying how important it was for you to have a Facebook Live or a YouTube channel, some way to watch our coverage, and just shows you sometimes speak your mind, you might get what you want. Keep it here on WBBJ, though, throughout the remainder of the night.
Welcome in, folks. Things are dying down pretty quickly. We are keeping an eye on a broken line of storms pushing through northwest Tennessee right now. Here's a look in downtown Jackson where things have really gotten quiet over the last hour or so. 68 degrees right now. Dew point still at 60, so we're not in the clear just yet here in the hub city. We're going to wait for that line to either make it here or die down. We're keeping an eye on it. We've got it tracked right now. We'll actually take you out there as soon as we give you a look at the dew points. You can see that rain-cooled air starting to move on in. Dew point starting to drop below 60 on the western side of West Tennessee, especially Ridgely, Dyersburg, Covington, Memphis, Somerville, as well as Trenton and Martin. We've got dew points down in the upper 50s. This is a good sign. It means the threat is starting to draw to a close. Again, with severe weather, we want that dew point above 60 for any storms to get going and stay going. Here's a look at the overarching setup. We've got our cold air coming in from the Rockies, our warm, moist air coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. We've got a wall of severe thunderstorm warnings across Louisiana, now Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Alabama. And that wall of storms has really squashed any kind of development here in West Tennessee. We'll give you a zoom in closer to it. We'll take a look at that northern line first. We got a track on it's moving east-southeast at around 25 miles per hour. Storm motion has really slowed down over the last little bit, but we're looking at Kenton at 753, New Bern 759, Dyersburg at 805, and Greenfield at 811, Gleason 813, Folks at 817, Bradford and Gibson County at 823, McKenzie at 831, Trenton 835, and the community of Gann at 838. We'll give you another look. Here's with our exclusive Camden radar of the cell that had a tornado warning on it a couple hours ago, has since fizzled into a little bit of pretty much nothing at this point, but again, moving almost 25 miles per hour to the east. Here's a look at it. Looks like it's going to be in Milledgeville by 7:59, Hinkle at 8:04, Adamsville at 8:17, Saltillo at 8:19, Box Elder at 8:27, Cerro Gordo at 8:35, and Bucktown at 8:39. And here's a look at the storms going on in Mississippi. Every single one of these storms you can see, you can thank that these are the storms you can thank for us not getting a whole lot of storm energy here. That's why we've got a whole lot of nothing going on right now. But we do have a single spotter confirmed tornado down near Yazoo City, west of Interstate 55. But we're just about done, although we do have the tornado watch extending out to 11 o'clock tonight. Again, I do believe the severe threat's going to be wrapped up before 11 o'clock gets here, and we'll take a look at the severe weather risk. Still, the Storm Prediction Center remains to keep us at a slight risk for the rest of the evening. Again, I expect this could get trimmed down here in the next couple of hours as the cold front pushes on through. We'll start to see an update probably around 9 o'clock is when we'll get that update from the SPC. And here's a look at Futurecast. Finally starting to catch on that we're thinking that this line's probably going to die down here before too much longer, and it just doesn't look as impressive. You can see our cold front right here, 9 o'clock. It's going to be parallel to I-40, and that's when our severe threat here in Jackson is going to be near zero. And by 10 o'clock, storms and what's left is going to be moving off into North Mississippi, North Alabama, and Middle Tennessee. But it's going to be it for us for the severe weather threat. As we get into Monday, it's going to be a much nicer week here in West Tennessee. We'll even give you a look at tonight's overnight low. It's going to be around 45 degrees, and the storms are going to be out here probably by 9, 10 o'clock. Tornado watch is going to be allowed to expire should things go according to the forecast. Mostly cloudy skies tonight, folks. We'll be here online, on air, and you can catch us at 10 o'clock for the live show, all right here at WBBJ. All right, folks, this should be our last update of the night. Storm threats dwindling quickly thanks to some basically just cut off instability. We're going to take a look one more time out on our downtown Jackson camera. Temperature still in the mid 60s, but our dew point is down in the 50s. That's good news, great news even. That means usually when you get below a dew point of 60, you're done. We're not quite done yet because there is still one more line of storms we're keeping an eye on, but we can give some people the all clear. So if you're right here with me, we still have the tornado watch until 11 o'clock tonight. That does encompass all of West Tennessee, but if you are in Dyer, Lake, and Obion County, you're done. You're still going to be under the tornado watch, but your severe threat is 0. The cold front is right on top of you now. Here's a look at the dew points, 58, 57 in those counties I just mentioned. We still got some dew points in the 60s down in south of I-40, so we're still going to keep an eye on things, but it just doesn't look very promising on the severe weather front. In fact, here's the big picture. We still have that line of severe thunderstorm warnings through Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. It's really doing a great job eating up all of that energy that would be needed here for severe storms to fire in West Tennessee. But again, everything in Mississippi and Alabama is just eating up all of that energy. Still have plenty of shear here in West Tennessee, so the atmosphere is still spinning, but it's just not enough energy to get anything going. Here's a look at a broken line of cells that popped up. It was in western Kentucky. It's moving east-southeast at 25 miles per hour. So Paris, 823, Antioch Harbor Resort at 826, Bradford and Gibson County at 831, McKenzie, 837, Trenton, 841, Big Sandy at 848, Tresvent at 853, Atwood at 857, and Milan at 901. Big threats here are going to be maybe some damaging winds, maybe some small hail. Again, the severe threat is dwindling pretty quickly, pretty much by the minute, as we see everything's just starting to look a little more disorganized. Scan by scan, we'll give you a look at the reason we're not canceling the tornado watch yet, or at least the Storm Prediction Center hasn't canceled it yet. It's these two guys starting to form along the front. A couple of scans ago looked like they had the potential to be pretty gnarly supercells, but they just don't look like much of anything. Right now, we'll give you another look at what had a tornado warning on it when it was back in the Memphis metro area. This is on our exclusive Camden radar, and well, as you can see, there's not much left. This is actually the remnants of the cell. There are some more showers starting to pop up back towards Selmer, but again, just not a very impressive look on any of our radar scans from any of these storms. A couple of scans ago, the Camden radar had a pretty good look at the Martin storm, but again, it's not looking great, and here's why everything's not looking great. You see all these severe thunderstorm warnings in Mississippi, even this new one that just popped up south of Tupelo. We're looking like we're pretty much done here in West Tennessee. The longer these storms in Mississippi hold on, the lower our severe chances are going to get. The National Weather Service did mention a low-level jet intensifying overnight. Again, I don't think that's going to do enough to get severe weather going back here in West Tennessee. Some of our weather risk did get trimmed. This is back to more similar to what it was this morning. Dyersburg, Lake, Obion, you've been trimmed down to a marginal. You're pretty much done at this point. Of course, if you're in the yellow, you still got to wait for the front to pass, and it's getting close. It's right on our doorstep. The cold front is pretty much right along this line between the marginal and the slight. Here's a look at futurecast. You can see by 8 o'clock, just looks rather piddly. And then we're getting into the 9 o'clock hour. Showers still prevalent south and west of Jackson, but again, not really much to write home about, and that's excellent news on a severe weather day when the models that have been nailing it the past few events are saying, yeah, we're not too thrilled about this. It doesn't look too good for severe weather. But by the time Monday morning rolls around, it's going to be a little cloudy, but it's going to be a much nicer day, a much nicer week. We'll have another chance of something coming in Friday night, Saturday. We'll keep you updated on that over the course of the week. But from now, I've been meteorologist Jordan Hubbard. You guys have a great rest of your evening.